After a 2-month break, the World Endurance Championship heads to Fuji Speedway for the penultimate round of the season. Toyota are the ones to beat this weekend, with an impeccable track record at their home race. They've won 7 of the 8 WEC races to be held here, including a comfortable 1-2 finish last year, and can seal both World Championship titles this Sunday. In the Drivers' Championship, the crew of Car 8 hold a 23-point lead over Car 7 and the 51 Ferrari, with 65 points still up for grabs. As an 8-hour race, the Bahrain season finale awards 1.5 times points. The 50 Ferrari sits fourth, 30 points back, with the Cadillac an outsider at 44 points down, and the number 5 Porsche just about in mathematical contention, 63 points off the leaders. The Manufacturers' Championship is much simpler, with Toyota 26 points clear of Ferrari and no one else left in contention. If Toyota win and Ferrari don't finish in the top 4, the Japanese marque will take a 5th Manufacturers' Championship on the bounce, and at worst, they'll enter Bahrain all equal. Fuji Speedway is the shortest track on the WEC calendar, but they've still packed 16 turns into 2.8 miles. The key feature is the start-finish straight, which is almost a mile long, and the turn 1 hairpin is one of the best overtaking opportunities. The track features quite the mix of high, medium and low speed corners, but the key to being quick here is not losing your rhythm, especially in the final sector. They all sequence together, and messing up one turn will have a knock-on effect for a few more, which is especially difficult when you're dealing with traffic. Kamui Kobayashi holds the hypercar race lap record, a 1 minute 30. The battle is again expected to be between Toyota and Ferrari this weekend, and having been quickest at all but Le Mans, Toyota head here as marginal favourites. The field spread in hypercar will be smaller than ever, leaving room for no mistakes whatsoever. The 8 cars certainly can't afford a repeat of Monza, where they were lucky to salvage a 6th place finish after multiple errors. Ferrari have struggled to get both cars to have a strong race this year, as in each race they've had one car on the podium, but the other one often nowhere near it come the end. And this is the weekend that needs to change to ensure they still have 2 cards to play in Bahrain. Ferrari have already had some team orders drama earlier this year at Portimao, and we could see even more this weekend as tensions and pressure rises. Cadillac's run of consistency was broken at Monza when they came home in a lowly 10th place. The team is still missing the last 1% to fight for race wins, although if that comes at Fuji, definitely don't rule them out. Porsche could be in for a difficult weekend, as if Fuji goes green throughout as it did last year, it might turn into a fuel mileage race, and fuel mileage hasn't been their strength so far this season. The good news is with title hopes removed for Porsche Penske, they can take some risks to try and get a race win and salvage this season. Peugeot TotalEnergies come here after their best weekend to date in Monza, and we're looking to build on it with a lot of pressure lifted off their shoulders, and they come in as many people's dark horses for the weekend. They're the only hypercar team with a driver change for this weekend, as Stoffel Vandoorne replaces the injured Nico Müller in car 94. Nico, get well soon. Hertz Team Jota have had an impressive start to their time in hypercar, often matching the Works team for pace, but it's time to start converting that into results, and it's safe to say they'll be eyeing up the podium this weekend. Time is running out for Floyd Van Wall Racing Team to put together a clean race run this year, and with Fuji cooler and shorter than Bahrain, this is probably their best chance to do so. Proton Competition have done an IMSA race since we last saw them at Monza, giving them a bit more experience with the Porsche 963, but it's still very new to them, and they'll probably still be looking to bank mileage. And Glickenhaus Racing are sadly absent this weekend, due to budget issues meaning they need to skip the flyaways. LMP2 features the same 11 cars as last time out, but with plenty of driver changes since Monza. Felipe Albuquerque returns to the 22 United car, with Ben Hanley moving over to the Sister 23 entry, and Mirko Bortolotti's again absent on DTM duty, meaning Andrea Caldarelli will race in the 63 Prema car as Juan Manuel Correa makes his return in the 9. LMP2 is by far the most open of the title fights left, with 8 cars still in championship contention. Team WRT's number 41 holds a 10-point lead over inter-Europol competition, with United 3rd and 4th ahead of Alpine's 36, Jota, WRT's 31 and Prema 63. Most of these teams will need a strong showing here to keep the fight up, but as the most open class, LMP2 is the easiest place to make big point swings. 9 different cars have finished on the podium so far this year, and one of those which hasn't is the 31 WRT entry, which won at Fuji last season. LMGT Yam has a 13-car grid, as Heart of Racing Team and Rexy both return, having chosen IMSA at Mosport over Monza. Corvette Racing may have won the title, but the fight for second and race wins is still on, with just 19 points splitting second through to 7th. After a difficult run as of late, Richard Mille F Corsa are the top car coming here with no success ballast, and must fancy their chances this weekend. GTE has 2 driver changes. Hiroshi Koizumi is the 4th bronze of the year in AF Corsa's 21 car, but the star attraction is Toyota Junior and Super Formula points leader Ritomo Miata, making his WEC debut for Kessel Racing. One team worth keeping an eye on this weekend is D-Station Racing. The Japanese outfit last in the points after an awful season to date, but they took their one and only WEC podium here last year. D-Station tend to run a unique strategy compared to all their rivals, starting their pro driver Tomonobu Fuji. And outside of Le Mans, this is easier the best track for this strategy to pay off due to the shorter lap times. Normally, when we head to Fuji, all the focus is on the weather, but this year looks set to be dry, and instead of rain, it's humidity which is set to challenge the teams. Especially in GTM, high humidity will make it harder for bronze drivers to get all of their drive time done in one go, giving an advantage to the likes of Ben Keating, who have proven time after time they're capable of marathon stints. Of course, it wouldn't be a modern motor race without some track limits talk, and last year saw several teams receive drive-throughs early in the race. Avoiding these will be key, and thanks to the new for 2023 5 strikes per driver rule, we could see teams changing their plans if a driver gets too many strikes too early in their stint. The 2023 6 Hours of Fuji will take place on Sunday the 10th of September 2023 at 11 AM local time, which is 2 AM UTC, so it's going to be an early one for all the European fans out there. Qualifying takes place the day before at 14:40 local. Who do you think is going to win the 6 Hours of Fuji? Please let me know in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, why not press that like button and subscribe to the channel? It really helps me out.